you're comparing what Dallas got in return for what the Los Angeles Lakers got. But just zooming out, looking at it from 30,000 feet, Cooper Flagg now being a part of the Dallas Mavs organization with no other superstars in sight, they're going to build the team around him. And I'm just asking from a building block perspective, is it safer long-term to build around Cooper Flagg and the promise that he's shown as a 19-year-old versus what you got in your half dozen years with Luka Doncic as the centerpiece for the Dallas Mavs?
40-plus points 4 times, 19 years old. He's great. He's awesome. And has Luka proven to be what the Mavs claimed him to be? Now, listen, the conditioning has changed since he's been in LA, but the defensive concerns still there.
Yep.
The complaining with the refs still there. Mm-hmm. They didn't know if long term he was ever going to be able to be malleable, if he was ever going to be able to buy in to the things that they needed him to buy into. So I think the answer actually is yes, that long term, maybe for what the Mavs want and need to build around, that Cooper Flagg is a better foundational piece for them than extending Luka, even though he was a 25-year-old superstar who had taken you to the finals. He clearly was not hearing the message and making the changes that they needed him to.
You used the word safer.
Correct.
Let's first start with why you use that word before I at least attempt to answer that question. Because when you're talking about is a guy better to build around, you very intentionally used the word safer.
Yeah.
Why is Luka not safe for you?
Well, clearly they didn't think he was safe because they didn't want to give him a $345 million max extension. When you park that kind of cash in a player, you damn well better know what you're getting, and you don't have any questions about the sports character, the overall character, the work ethic, so on and so forth. Those have all been concerns for Luka, and we thought that a slimmed-down Luka Doncic this year, the LA Luka diet, would lead to a better version of Luka when it mattered the most in the postseason. And yet the soft tissue injuries continue to be a problem, and you're wondering between the health element of it and then also the temperament element of it, with him just serving a one-game suspension for his 16th technical, you're wondering if this can ever be a player that can be the best player on a championship-winning team. I get it. They were in the finals a couple of years ago with Luka as their star.
Well, they didn't win the championship.
They didn't come close. It was a gentleman's sweep.
And there's a famous moment where Brian Windhorst, who's very fair and measured, pummeled him post-game. Pummeled him.
And he deserved it.
Yeah, I know.
But has Luka turned a corner from that moment in his career?
In some ways, yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, I mean...
Not in all ways.
Well, what are the ways that you think he's gotten better?
Well, he's been more willing to play defense over the last month or so. This is pre-injury, obviously.
Okay.
More willing to play defense. I think that he is clearly understanding the physical side of when you're not playing basketball, right? How you have to, in essence, always be playing basketball.
Okay.
Right? Workout-wise.
Okay.
Where I'm not even going close to his personal life, right? Even though what's very interesting, I don't know why the heck they would do this, his agent brought up his personal life within the big argument as to why he should still qualify for the 65 games, because he said he went back to Europe for the birth of his daughter to miss a game. Again, like, I get it, but odd to bring it up in my opinion. And that's a whole other thing, if I could just go on a diatribe for a second. The players didn't play enough. The league and the Players Association made a rule that put voting ridiculously in media's hands about players' contracts, that if you don't play more than 65 games, you're not going to be on all NBA teams. So Michelle Smallman, who's a voter, I can say you're a voter for the Heisman.
Yeah.
Right? You're a vote. Well, I just did, actually, as I was saying.
What? You said it in the question.
Can I tell everyone that you're a voter for the Heisman?
In theory,
Yes, so.
in theory, Michelle Smallman, who's a voter for the Heisman, if she had that same voting power for the NBA, could sit there and say, well, I don't think this player is good enough to be on first, second, or third team All-NBA. As a result, that player's contract would actually have a chance to go down or not go up because of percentage of cap. That's the players that allowed that to happen, right? So when Luka's agent, Bill Duffy, is understandably campaigning for his client to potentially, hey, ignore the 65-game rule, it's your fault, players, for agreeing to this in the first place. You didn't have to. You didn't have to agree to it. Luka is an amazing player. Luka and the Lakers were unbelievable in the month of March. He gets hurt. He's trying to help himself in terms of the hamstring now by going to Europe. He is still a player you can build around, but I do believe the word safer is the most important thing that has been said, because I don't believe you asked who's the better player. I don't believe you asked who's the better upside. I don't believe you asked in a 1-year span who could be the best. You asked for a team building around a player, which player is safer between those two. And you said Cooper Flagg. I think you're onto something. I think Cooper Flagg's got a lot of work to do to beat Luka, though, to be fair.
Sure.
He's a
got a lot of
19-year-old
work
rookie.
to do. Yeah, but he's 19. And he's not going to turn 20 until December.
He's
so, like,
awesome. I'm not saying
he
he's
literally
not.
just turned 19.
He's a baby.
He's a baby. He is I hate to call professional athletes kids, but in this instance, it's that. He's a kid.
He cannot legally drink. He cannot rent a car. He's a kid.
He's a kid. Like Cooper Flagg is closer in age to my son than he is to me.
There you go.
He's a kid.
And your son is a newborn.
Exactly. My son is 3 months. He'll be 3 months old tomorrow.
3 months already?
3 months. Yeah, it goes fast. Goes fast.
Retirement soon? Over the hill a little bit. Retirement. Yeah, he's gonna hang it up already. He's had enough. I mean, listen, the Dallas Mavericks got really lucky that they made the worst trade in the history of the sport and ended up with another guy you could build around. I'm actually fascinated to see what's next for this, because I would trade Kyrie Irving too, because I don't.
Yeah, Kyrie's not staying around.
You can't have him as part of this. But those two guys are going to be forever linked, even though they were not traded for each other. The acquisition of Luka the trading of Luka had nothing to do with that exact pick. No. They got lucky that they got that pick.
Super lucky.
And I just think.
But here's the thing: if Luka were in Dallas, it would still be Luka's team.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you had Cooper Flagg and Luka, yeah, I'm sure they could coexist alongside each other. But the Dallas Mavericks wouldn't be focused on building around Cooper Flagg. They'd be focused on building around Luka. That's why I set up the verses the way that I did. Is it better for the Mavs to build around Cooper Flagg, with that being the clear direction of your future, or was it always and forever will be Luka Doncic giving them the best chance to win a championship?
Let me ask you a very quick question, very quickly. Do you care about winning and losing when it comes to Rookie of the Year? Bulls on the Charlotte Hornets, they have performed way better than anyone anticipated. The Mavericks stink. Does that matter? It never has in the past. Rookie of the Year has always been an individual award, unlike MVP, which has been somewhat of an individual on a great team award, right? Shea having the season he had, but if Oklahoma City has won 20 games, he's not going to win the MVP, right? So that's an individual award, but as it impacts the team. Rookie of the Year has never been that. It's always been the individual regardless of record, because that's where Khan could get the vote, because of the fact that he has been a major factor on a team that is in the play-in, potentially in the playoffs. Just throwing that out there. We are on Sportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. One glance could change everything. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA. Coming up, ESPN NFL analyst and big NBA guy with the Lakers specifically, Damian Woody, will join us next. We're on Sportsmanlike on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio.